We've talked on the YouTube channel a number of times, guys, about the LA Noire franchise, or really just the single game at this point. Is this going to become a franchise is another question that I definitely want to continue talking about in this segment of the show. And with that, guys, we've talked about the past of LA Noire, and then we've talked about, the present and now the future of this game and what could be a franchise that we will be getting from Rockstar. And with that, guys, I wanted to talk about LA Noire 2 and everything that we know so far about this game. That being all of the things that we know, the things that are getting leaked out, and the things that very well could be happening behind the scenes over at Rockstar. Now, guys, this is going to be a lot of speculation. There have been leaks that have come out, which has been the same for games like Bully, games like Max Payne. So it's hard to say whether or not. You got to kind of take it with a pinch of salt as we go through this. But we'll break down some of these things, and then we'll talk about whether we think LA Noire 2 is in development or one of the other games by Rockstar at this point in time. And let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. So let's get into it. And an article, guys, that was written by Adrian Willings of Pocket Lint. It's been a long time since the original LA Noire released, approximately 9 years. Since then, we've had a few remastered versions, including one for Nintendo Switch, and even a cut-down first-person styled VR version, but not much heard much about a sequel. That might be about to change through, as Reddit users has found potential clues suggesting that the sequel might be in the works. While listening to some tunes on YouTube, one user accidentally stumbled across a video uploaded by Warner Chappell Music as a topic page. That video had a description that read, "Provided to YouTube by Take-Two Interactive, Break My Stride, Matthew Wilder, the music of LA Noire Part 2, 2020 Warner Chappell Music released." It was auto-generated by YouTube. So what they're basically saying is that LA Noire Part 2, guys, the video has since been taken down and the channel removed too. But listeners noticed a few gems before it went missing. Firstly, the song was introduced by a DJ who mentioned the name of the radio station as being KTI Radio, a station that appeared in the first game. Secondly, the songs heard on that channel were Break My Stride and I Love New York, two tunes made in the late 70s, early 80s. This might suggest a new era for the sequel and something very different for the future outing. Now, look, this is obviously significant speculation, guys, but this is something that you have to think about at the same time, okay? When you're saying LA Noire Part 2, number one, okay? And what I will say about that is if it's called Part 2, it actually would make more sense than it being called LA Noire 2. If it was just called LA Noire Part 2, I think that would make some sense. But really, like, that as a leak, it does, honestly, guys, I did not listen to the track myself, as far as, from the DJ who mentioned the name of the radio station as being KTI, which of course is, from the first game. It's interesting to say the least. What I will say is this, even though I don't believe that this is the next game coming out by Rockstar, I think we all can agree, guys, that Rockstar's next game is most likely GTA 6, which is very highly anticipated at the very least. After GTA 6 comes out, then there's a real question, though, as to what's next. I don't think they're going to go back to Red Dead Redemption 3 as of yet. I think that that'll be longer down the road. It comes down to really two games for me. Since Bully 2 got canceled, I think it comes down to either LA Noire 2 or Max Payne 4. And I've said this on a number of occasions, guys, on the YouTube channel, that I believe it's Max Payne 4. I think Max Payne has a bigger fan base and a bigger following, and I think that they could, potentially, do more there from a multiplayer perspective and from just all the way around. LA Noire, not saying that, this has a relatively nice-sized fan base, especially based on one game, but I thought that it's certainly something that I've thought of that it's going to come out at some point or another. I just don't know where down the road here. I think that they certainly have more stories to tell within this universe. However, it really depends on, a number of different factors. I'd love to know from you guys, though. Do you guys think LA Noire 2 is going to be coming out before Max Payne 4? Or how do you guys see that? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Another article, guys, from Pedridge Cotter of Screen Rant writes, the original was praised for its unique gameplay, but will LA Noire 2 ever happen? And so this article, guys, was written back in 2019, but I find that some of these things, that some of those first, rumblings and talks of LA Noire 2 coming out started back then, and we've been getting them consistently ever since. The first game was a unique open-world noir detective story, but will LA Noire 2 ever happen? LA Noire cast players as Cole Phelps, a former Marine turned dedicated LAPD detective. In addition to letting Phelps drive around a large sandbox city and activate side quests, the central gameplay mechanic involved interrogations and examining evidence. And what I will say, guys, I've said this as well a number of times, that was what made LA Noire so unique, was the interrogations, examining evidence and such. It was kind of just a laid-back game, a chill game that you had to think about at certain points in time. And then, it was just kind of not necessarily mindless fun, but it was very much so I really enjoyed the experience. I didn't think I was going to like it that much, but I was really glad that I did play LA Noire, and I'm excited to see a continuation here, I hope, at some point down the road. Now, LA Noire is still one of Rockstar's most original titles and was acclaimed upon release for the quality of the story and the performances. The game also pioneered a new technology that scanned actors' faces, allowing for a greater range of expression. Now, obviously, guys, there were problems with the game without a doubt, but LA Noire 2 was teased shortly after the release of the original. So LA Noire took 7 years for Team Bondi to develop, which accounts for the game's ambition. While the game was critically acclaimed upon release and sold very well, it was also an expensive title to develop. Nonetheless, Rockstar and parent company Take-Two sounded confident LA Noire was going to be the start of a brand new franchise. Comments in 2012 and 2013 suggested LA Noire 2 was very much a possibility, but no concrete details were given. Rockstar is known to take their time developing sequels. Of course, guys, the 8-year gap between Red Dead Redemption and its ambitious 2018 sequel. While it's possible LA Noire is being developed quietly, not a lot has been heard since then. Now, one big thing, guys, that we do know, and some of these are reasons as to why I believe that LA Noire 2 very well may not be the continuation or the next game in the series, say after GTA 6, if that's what the next game is going to be by Rockstar, is because Team Bondi disbanded in 2011. Despite the success of LA Noire, Team Bondi folded shortly after the game's release amid complaints of unethical treatment of staff during the game's development. Creative director Brendan McNamara and other former Team Bondi members moved on to the development of a spiritual successor called Whore of the Orient, which was set in Shanghai in 1936. Now, at the end of the day, guys, is there going to be an LA Noire 2? I think we can all probably agree that there's certainly a possibility. The demise of Team Bondi doesn't necessarily spell doom for LA Noire 2, but the lack of movement on a follow-up suggests Rockstar don't consider it a priority either. While the original game is well regarded, with the game's 2017 Switch port reminding everyone just how unique it was, there has been little sign of a sequel. So with that, guys, here's what I'll say. There's been rumblings, like we said, with some of these leaks and things that are coming out slowly but surely. But there's also signs that this isn't coming out anytime soon. There are signs that potentially LA Noire is going to, come out with the sequel, but I think it might be a ways off. It may be years away still, guys, just because if we got GTA 6 coming out next, we haven't even had that announced yet. If that's the next thing in line, you've got, GTA 6 and then let's say LA Noire 2 comes out afterwards, you're looking at years down the road. Even a Max Payne 4, which I believe is going to be next after GTA 6. If you have GTA 6 and then Max Payne 4 and then LA Noire Part 2, you're looking at a long time until that sequel comes out. It may very well be worth the wait. Things like Team Bondi, being disbanded, I think that for Rockstar, it's, they've got the foundation now with LA Noire from the first game of what to kind of build off of. So getting another developer to kind of work on that, I think that they could certainly do it. It's hard to say though, guys, at this point. I think it's years away. It's going to be a ways off. And I think we will certainly hear more about this as we get closer. And I'll be sure to keep you guys all up to speed as more information comes out. Let me know though in the comment section down below. The real question here, guys, is will LA Noire 2 come out at some point or another in the foreseeable future by Rockstar Games. Let me know what you guys think, and for more LA Noire 2 content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.